Start.
Do you have maybe your favorite team here?
Favorite team?
Here.
Oh, well, I don't know all the teams well enough.
So,
I am inspired by the Polish teams, to be honest. I am. I give a lot of credit to anyone who shows up here. It takes a lot of guts and a lot of courage, and they have to be willing to fail because there are inevitably a lot of failures in engineering and science. But that's how we learn, and that's an important part of the whole process.
That was for you maybe a surprise. Polish team won so many times University Rover Challenge.
In America, yes.
And yes, on your ground.
On our ground, yes.
Yes. And next in previous year also Polish won here this competition. And because Polish, we are not space nation. You know, you've got NASA, for example. You've got very good schools.
Yeah.
And why? Why do you think we show such good quality, and we don't have space experience? Because on curiosity is only one part from Poland. The rest is yours. from
the rover on Mars.
Yes, it's curiosity. Yes. And we have only one small piece inside this next rover is something also from Poland, but I don't know what part.
I think in Poland they might be very hungry for it, and maybe in America it's so commonplace, competitions and space exploration, and NASA's doing it. That they might not just be as hungry for it that they are in Poland.
So we are hungry a success of space exploration.
You're hungry, you're fearless, you're innovative, you're creative, you're all that. And America has the skills. They just may not have that urgency of desire. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is. Maybe they see so many people around them doing it. They feel like, why should I have to do it? And in Poland, maybe they don't see enough people doing it. They're like, I'm going to do it.
And you living in England?
I do, yes.
So that is your new background, your place. Do you have some plan to make for topic of Mars, something for inspiration? New young people.
Absolutely.
Yes.
In the UK, because I live there. I live there now, and I'm used to being very active in the US. I belong to the NorCal Mars Society chapter out of Silicon Valley, and we work with NASA Ames, and that chapter is amazing. They do so much outreach at the Sally Ride Festival with NASA, with the Mars Society. They travel from California to Utah to go reset the Mars Desert Research Station for the Mars Society. It's all volunteer basis. Matter of fact, the Director of Engineering for MDRS of Special Projects comes from the NorCal Mars Society chapter. And I forgot the question. I have to edit this part out.
I asked about your idea for inspiration people in UK about topic of Mars.
Right. So
your idea.
Yeah, so I'm used to being very active where I live. And now that I live in England, there's not so much going on.
No?
They actually have a brand new astronaut who works for ESA, but he's a British astronaut called Tim Peake. And I think that I don't see the public in the UK really supporting him as much as I'm maybe used to supporting of astronauts in America. They just may not be aware of it. And I want to get active in my community in England. So I want to create something. I would love to create a rover challenge, or have the European Rover Challenge come to England and have an invitation to British universities, engineering and science teams to participate.
So you will do something like a University Rover Challenge, but in UK.
In the UK.
So it will be in USA.
Yep.
In UK in future.
Yep.
And is somewhere else something with rovers?
Well,
Australia, for example?
Yeah, that would really be exciting. Australia is a fantastic chapter. They're very action-oriented. They're creating a hub as well. They recently did a NASA Space Rebound that took a bunch of Mars Society volunteers to coordinate and create. And I participated in that. That was a month-long field expedition with Dr. Chris McKay and Dr. Carol Stoker, both of NASA Ames, and we looked at 3.5 billion-year-old stromatolites. This was the dawn of life. This gives me tingles, it puts my hair up on end because, it's what balanced our atmosphere, equilibrium, created oxygen for human life to start on this planet. And that's what I got to see, touch, and feel out in Australia. And that was brought mostly by volunteers from the Mars Society who got that together working with NASA.
So, my last question is, what do you tell young people who maybe is watching right now they can feel they are part of this topic of Mars? What they should to do? They can be, I don't know. You have such idea what they can to do? From where can they find inspiration?
Yeah. So they can find like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
They can get in touch with any local organization, space organization. It would be, I would of course prefer it to be the Mars Society, but I mean that may not be available to them, and so
18 plus.
Yeah,
Okay.
it could be even young people. Maybe their parents take them to go to a space conference, a local space conference.
Are such, for example, kids clubs?
Okay, yeah. Anything that's space-oriented would be great.
Does exist something like this for kids, for example? They are interested in Mars, and after release Martian will be boom about this topic.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know what exists in other countries. I know what exists
in your country, in the US and the UK.
In America, we're lucky to have NASA. They've been doing recently a really great job with education and outreach, and they hold workshops. I think at the school that I taught science at, after school, they would hold these NASA workshops where kids can get hands-on science experience in doing experiments. That was really great that they had that. I know what I recently bought my nieces are these engineering and science boxes that come to their home, and they open it up and they get to build circuits or they get to build rockets.
Mm-hmm.
And so that gets them in action at home and learning about science and engineering. Any other parts of the world, I'd have to say you have to look at what's available to you. There could be, I think, start with astronomy. Typically that's available everywhere in the world. There's some astronomy club or where you can go to an observatory and look at the stars,
mm-hmm.
find Mars, and be inspired by that.
Okay, very nice. Thank you very much for your time and for this interview. So, a więc, moi drodzy widzowie, to była Lucinda Offer, Executive Director from Mars Society, i zapraszam Was już wkrótce na kolejny odcinek z cyklu Cel Mars. Cześć!